So then is there ever a time where it's bad to have a high temperature? Yeah, it's always bad when you're not getting alignment, because that's the brain not communicating right in the body. And if your temperature's high, it's because there's dysregulation going on. That means you're not at the normal temperature. But you can be having a good high temperature. I remember my first time I got adjusted. I was in school, and I was exposed to some sort of bacteria or virus. I remember feeling under the weather, and I said to the teacher, I said, I need to go home. And he said, lay down. And I said, what? He said, lay down. He said, I'm going to adjust you. I said, okay. And he delivered an adjustment. Guess where? Where's the most important area?
C1.
C1. He gave me a C1 adjustment. Immediately, I broke out in sweats. Now, most people would go, that's bad. But that fever and sweats came on right there. By the next morning, I was fully healthy. Amazing. Amazing. Why? Because he removed the interference. And what happens? Power. Power turned on like that. I never had my power turned on like that. I was like, wow, that was incredible. I never had an experience where one adjustment at C1 changed everything as far as my strength in my body, in my immune system. But here is the thing. If I went home that night and my body wasn't hungry, but let's say I just said, I'm going to have a bowl of pasta, I'm going to have bread, I'm going to have potatoes, I'm going to have all that. Now my body's breaking down the food. It needs energy, so the energy that it would use to heal would be breaking down. Plus, I wouldn't be getting into xenophagy where my body's going to be burning that stuff off. It would slow down my healing. That's some truth, right? A lot of you never heard stuff like that, but it's the truth. The food you eat impacts your body in a very important way. You know how many people are taking supplements because they're counterbalancing what food is doing to them, not realizing it's the food they're putting in their mouth that's creating the sickness? So if you're not on low carbohydrate and you're wondering, how do I get on that? When you leave tonight, you're going to text the front desk, and what they'll do is they'll send you the video link for a low carbohydrate eating regimen. I believe everyone needs to be on low carbohydrate. America, this country, has more sugar in it than any other country, but not like you think. It's not only sugar, it's starch. We have a very high carbohydrate diet. Very high. And that's why diabetes is so prevalent. That's why high blood pressure. Did you know diabetes can also lead to high blood pressure? How? Because when you have a lot of sugar in your blood becomes what? Thick. So it has to pump harder. When it pumps harder, your blood pressure goes up. Did you know that high blood sugar in your diet, a lot of starch, can lead to high cholesterol? You know the days that when I used to graduate school, they used to think that cholesterol was just about fat. They used to say, oh, if you have bad fat, that's how you get cholesterol. Well, they found out that's actually incorrect. There are fats that are good and there are fats that are bad. And if you have good fats, it can actually help you lower cholesterol. But they also found out that having too much sugar in your diet causes high cholesterol. How does that work? You know the drug they give? What's the name of the drug they give for cholesterol-reducing drugs? It's called Zocor or Lipitor. And they go out the ORs at the end, or the statins. That's how you know they're called statins, right? Well, how do they work? Well, you see what they do is inside your liver, there's an enzyme. The name of the enzyme is called HMG-CoA reductase. I don't like to get too technical, but I got to share with you. Sometimes people think the only thing I know is C1. So I got to give you a little bit and let you know, hey, you know what? There's a lot more than C1 I know. I've been studying health and wellness for about 30 years now. And when I say studying, like everything I do, I press in all the way. So when I study, like I want to know. I want to know everything related to health and wellness. And you know, so people say, Dr. Ray, what makes you so different? It's not only 8 years of graduate school, but it's 650 seminars. I've studied everything you can think of related to health, including chemistry, very well. And so here's the thing I want you to know. We're talking about cholesterol for a second. Because this is important. A lot of your friends and family are diagnosed with high cholesterol. They're on drugs and they think they're fine. Here's what they don't know. Your liver's job is to make sure that if there's too much sugar in the blood, it converts some of it to cholesterol. Why?